Ever feel like your company's most valuable data is completely trapped? You know it's there, sitting in your SAP system, but for the people on the front lines, it might as well be on another planet. They're stuck navigating like endless spreadsheets and email chains just to do their jobs.
That's the core of so many process problems, isn't it? The data is there, but it's not accessible or usable for the people who need it most. It just creates this incredible drag on the entire business.
Exactly. This is Neptune Talks, where we share short insights on SAP execution and innovation. Today, we're digging into that exact challenge by looking at how Saint-Gobain Mobility, a major division of a 360-year-old company, tackled this very problem and unlocked their SAP data.
It's a perfect example because, their situation is so common. They are a massive SAP house. About 95% of the company runs on it. But they found that only a select few people, mostly in finance or like supply chain, could actually get into the system.
Right, so for everyone else, the daily workflow just ran on Excel. Let's take their pricing process as an example. We're talking about 150,000 different product references. Every 3 months, due to inflation, all of those prices needed to be updated.
And how is that handled? I'm picturing a lot of spreadsheets.
You're picturing it exactly right. About 120 salespeople would each fill out their own Excel files. Those files were then emailed to another team, which would, manually enter the new prices one by one into SAP. The whole process took them 2 weeks.
2 weeks of manual work just for a price update. That's an incredible amount of time and a huge potential for manual errors. And that was just one process, right?
Just one. Their forecasting process was even longer. It used to take them months to complete. It was slow, inefficient, and everyone knew there had to be a better way. They needed to build applications to solve this, but that opened up its own classic dilemma. How do you actually build them?
And they explored a few of the usual paths. First up was the traditional full code approach, which their internal teams were already using.
Correct. You get maximum customization, which is great, but the feedback from the business was simple. It just took too long. Speed was like a major problem. A project could take months or even years.
So they looked at the complete opposite: no code platforms. The power apps of the world, all drag and drop, promising incredible speed.
And they are fast, but they ran into the opposite problem, a lack of deep customization. The business felt it was too rigid. For them, being very end-user oriented was like a priority, and they needed their applications to be tailored to specific complex needs.
I mean, to be fair, for some simple workflow automation, no code is probably fine, isn't it? It can solve a lot of basic issues very quickly.
It absolutely can, and that's the important distinction. But they weren't just trying to digitize a simple form. They were tackling a core, complex business process with decades of logic built into their SAP system. A generic one-size-fits-all tool just couldn't handle that level of bespoke integration.
That makes sense. You can't just point a tool at your SAP backend and expect it to understand all your unique business rules. So the traditional route was too slow and the no code route was too inflexible. That led them to a third hybrid option.
It did. They found the low-code platform that was native to SAP. And that native part was like the game changer. It gave them the speed of visual development tools, but also allowed them to keep their hands on the code for deep customization when they needed it.
Let's talk about the real world impact of that. Go back to that pricing process that took 2 weeks. What did it look like after they built their one price application on this new platform?
It went from 2 weeks down to 2 days, and that includes the entire workflow with all the necessary approvals. The user adoption was so high, they didn't even have to formally train people on it. The interface was so intuitive that users just understood it immediately.
That's a staggering improvement. And what about that forecasting process that took months?
That went down to just a few days. The impact was so significant and so fast that it proved the value of their approach. But they also discovered a fascinating, unexpected benefit related to their data.
Oh, what was that?
Once they started connecting these clean, user-friendly apps directly to their SAP backend, the apps acted like a spotlight. They started to realize that some of the master data in SAP wasn't clean. The applications made it easy to visualize the data, and as a result, they could clean their core database as they went along.
So building a better front-end experience actually forced them to improve the quality of their back-end data. That's a huge compounding win. It shows that the goal shouldn't be to bypass your core system, but to make it more accessible and transparent.
Exactly. It's all about adding an agile, user-centric layer on top of that powerful foundation, which really brings us to the heart of this whole story.
The key takeaway is true digital transformation isn't about choosing between the speed of development and the custom needs of your business, or like between modern apps and your SAP core. It's about finding the right platform to bridge them together seamlessly.
Perfectly put. You can preserve your massive investment in your SAP system while completely revolutionizing how your teams use its data every single day.
And that's the combination that delivers real, measurable impact.
And they're not stopping there. They're looking at using AI to accelerate development even further, which will just continue to widen that competitive advantage. If you want more short insights like this on SAP, follow Neptune Talks. And if you want to explore more, you can visit neptune-software.com.